You want to be able to dominate, man. You got to have discipline. You got to have confidence, and more than anything, you have to be within your masculine energy. What up? What up? What's going on, everybody? I'm back with another piece of content, man. I decided to jump on this one real quick because I noticed that a lot of guys seem to latch on or kind of enjoy or watch the content that I do when I talk about dominance, right? How to be dominant in your relationship and things of that nature. So I'm under the impression that a lot of you guys aren't dominant in your situation for whatever reason. And you just kind of want to be, or not kind of want to be, you just want to be no, more dominant in that situation. And so there are a few things that are required of you, okay? And there are a few things that have to be in place in order for you to be comfortable enough to where you're going to be able to dominate the situation, okay? Now, look, over time, guys, when we're in relationships, long term relationships, especially for the guys that are married, over time, we kind of fall out of our masculine energy, right? You have to be fully within your masculine energy in order to dominate. The more masculine you are, the more confident you're going to be. The more self-esteem that you're going to have for yourself, the more self-love you're going to have towards yourself, and the more comfortable you'll be with being dominant in certain situations. See, you need confidence in order to be dominant, because if you don't have confidence, you're not going to be in situations where you can give instructions or you can take the lead with no fear of losing that woman in that situation. You're confident. Listen, when I say this or when I say that or when I take a lead, it's going to be what it's going to be, regardless of if it is what I want it to be. I may be, taking the lead and step up and say, okay, this is how it's going to go down. I have to be okay with it going down the way I said. And I also have to be okay with it not going down the way I said and me being confident enough to handle the situation if it doesn't go the way that I want it to go. You understand what I'm saying? So that confidence, that masculine energy has to be there in order for you to dominate. The reason why a lot of you guys aren't in situations where you can dominate, or a lot of you guys are not in your masculine energy to where you can take over and lead certain situations, but it's because you have a fear of what's going to happen if it doesn't go my way. A lot of you guys step up and you try to be dominant, you try to lead, you try to give instruction, and then when it doesn't go your way, you're afraid to put consequences and repercussions on the situation. You're never going to dominate that way. You're just simply dreaming. You know what I mean? You're simply asking for something to go a certain way. And, hey, accepting if it doesn't. That is not how you dominate. You cannot be dominant and still sit back and accept when things don't go your way. Now, I'm not saying you got to be controlling it, and I'm not saying you have to be a bully. But what I am saying is you have to be influential enough to where you can get things done in a way where whoever is doing it wants to do it. You don't have to force your hand to be dominant. That's not what being dominant is. That's what being a bully is. Trying to force somebody to do something, trying to, control a situation where the person that you're quote unquote controlling doesn't want to be controlled. You're using fear tactics and manipulation and things like that. That's not what being dominant is. Being dominant is when you can walk in a room or you can walk into a situation or you have those that are following you and they look up towards you, and basically what it is that you say because of the influence that you have over them is golden, period. Even if everything that you say or do isn't 100% accurate or doesn't exactly turn out the way that you thought it was going to turn out, you're the type of guy that you can still say, okay, this didn't turn out the way I thought it was, but I'm going to handle the situation. People are still going to be influenced by you. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's what dominance is. You have to have influence over other people. And the way that you do that is by having a high level of confidence. Guys, when you're in a relationship and you do not have the ability to dominate, you're not in a situation where you have enough influence to get your lady to comply with whatever it is that you need done or you want done. It's because you don't have the level of confidence that you need. She's not afraid of losing you. She's not afraid of, hey, if he tells me to do this and I don't do it, ain't nothing he gonna do about it anyway. There are no consequences and repercussions. You have to be confident enough in yourself that what it is that you're saying is going to go the way that you want it to go. Again, it's not about control, it's about influence. But at the same time, guys, you'll never be dominant if you're not afraid to walk away from that woman if, in fact, what it is that you need done doesn't get done. You got to take the fear out of it. Stop being fearful. A lot of you guys have lost your masculine edge. A lot of you guys have lost your masculine energy over time in a relationship. And you will never, ever be able to dominate if you do not have that level of masculinity in you. You need to be confident in whatever it is that you say is going to go the way that you say it's going to go. Not by control, but by influence. Okay? First and foremost, you got to be able to dominate yourself. When you say you're going to do something, you have to do it. You can't be the lazy type of guy and say, yeah, okay, I'm going to do this today, and then you don't do it today, and then tomorrow it's like, well, when are you going to do this? Oh, I'm going to get to it. And no, you have to be a man of your word. That's how you build influence. When you say you're going to do something, do it. Period, point blank. See, here's the thing. If you don't do the things that you say you're going to do when you say that you're going to do them, then nobody's going to be fearful when you say, okay, you know what, this is the last straw. If you don't do A, B, C, and X, Y, Z, I'm gone. Ain't nobody gonna fear for that because they know that you don't do what you say it is that you're gonna do anyway. Guys, dominance is about being able to influence yourself enough to do the things that you say you're gonna do. Listen, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't see how you can dominate any situation if you can't dominate yourself. If you don't have discipline yourself, I don't know how you're gonna really discipline someone else. You know the old saying, I know back in the days, I used to hear people say it all the time. My moms used to say this to me. Don't do as I do as I say. So it's like, you're telling me to do one thing, but you don't do that. You cannot dominate a situation like that. I'm just being honest with you. To me, that's a lack of integrity. How you gonna tell somebody you're a hypocrite, right? If you're telling somebody, well, this is how you do it, and then you turn around and you don't do it. You tell somebody one thing, but then you do something else. That's not masculine. You lead by example. You don't lead by giving instruction and then doing something totally different than the instructions that you gave. That is not masculine. You will never, ever, ever be able to be dominant in a situation if you can't even do the very things that you're trying to get someone else to do. Period, point blank, end of story. That's not masculine. I'm telling you straight up. Don't do it. Guys, listen, I'm telling you right now, if you want to be able to dominate in anything that you do, you have to be able to live by what it is that you say. Because if you don't, domination will never be yours. Remember, it's not about control. It's about influence. I just wanted to jump on here real quick, man, and just talk about this because I see it's a subject that a lot of people tend to kind of chime in on and jump in on and stuff like that. I'm going to do a lot more content on, you know what I'm saying, just how to be dominant. But understand, if you don't have discipline of self, you'll never be able to have, be able to dominate somewhere else, period. So I just wanted to jump on here real quick. I know I'm kind of all over the place with it, but it just came to my mind while I'm sitting here in the studio. I'm getting ready to do a couple things, and I was like, man, you know what? Let me just jump out here and shoot a piece of content out there because I haven't put anything out in a while. So just remember that, guys. You want to be able to dominate, man. You got to have discipline. You got to have confidence, and more than anything, you have to be within your masculine energy. All right, y'all be good.